Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm here to give you 5 things which I believe we learned from the game against Swansea, in which Luton lost 2-1 away from home. Edwards after the game said we were the better side up until the sending off. So just to make sure that I wasn't the delusional one, I decided to rewatch the game, and I still don't understand where he's coming from that we were the better side. Because attacking wise we were absolutely dreadful, and I've got the stats in front of me and I'm going to read them out to you in this video. But yeah, I can't believe I just spent an extra 90 minutes of my life rewatching that game. I don't know what he's watching, I really don't. But anyway, the first thing which we learnt from the game against Swansea is that our attacking threat is absolutely dreadful. In the second half, believe it or not, we had 2 spells of 6 minutes where we piled on the pressure. And by pressure, I just mean we were in their half. We did actually have some shots during that bit of pressure, but no shots that actually tested the goalkeeper. Of course, there was one moment in the game where it was 1-0, it was 1-1 I mean, and it could have changed the game, where Nakamba got the ball in the box and all he needed to do was, look to his left hand side and he would have saw an unmarked Colton Morris, but instead he played it to Elijah and we didn't even get a shot away from that, scenario. Apart from that, and then a couple of half hit shots, we didn't do anything. We had 1 shot on target, which was in the first 5 minutes, which was gifted to us by the Swansea goalkeeper. We went 50 minutes without a shot. We had 1 corner, and from a team that is quite good at corners and from set pieces and score a lot of goals from them, to have 1 corner is not good enough. Elijah Adebayo did not have a single shot at goal, and of course we all know this, we did not have a plan B in the way we attacked. I've been mentioning on the last couple of videos, in fact the last couple of weeks, that we need to have something different going forward. Have a Woodrow, have a Joe Taylor alongside a Morris or Elijah Adebayo, or maybe just play with 1 up top and play with 2 wingers. We're not really been doing it. We're not changing it, and yet again we're not going to score many goals because we don't look like we're ever going to score. It's dreadful going forward. I don't know what the coaching staff are seeing, and they keep making the same mistakes and playing the same starting 11. Moving on to the second thing which we learnt from the game against Swansea, Nakamba. He looks miles off it. I think the injuries really impacted him during the Premier League season, which he sustained it. He just does not look the same player. He looks miles off the same player which we saw on loan. I don't think he's performing like that because of he's now a permanent player. He's got nothing to prove. I actually think the injuries I think it's had a massive impact on him. He does look like he's not on the same level. Like the pace of the Championship is just too much for him. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think we're going to get the old Nakamba back. I really don't. In terms of his stats, he only made 1 pass into the final third. He only made 1 tackle. He kept losing his battles, and he kept getting dispossessed off the ball. So if you're going to keep getting dispossessed off the ball, not going to win your battles, he's not really helping us. And I thought having Nakamba starting against Swansea would have been a really good thing, because you need to be able to keep hold of the ball. Throughout the game we just kept losing it. We kept winning it back because Swansea were also losing the ball, but we were also losing the ball, and we just weren't able to get 2 to 3 passes together and actually progress up the field. And Nakamba was one of the reasons for that. He didn't really help himself, and he looks gone. He doesn't look like the same player. So I know it sounds harsh, but I would sell him. Moving on to something a little bit more positive, this video does need something positive, I have to admit, is McGinness. I feel like McGinness, his performances have got better. I feel like he's now settled in within the side. You've got to remember, look, he's got other players massively underperforming around him. He's not had a consistent defensive backline, which doesn't help any defender, especially if they're new. He's still young, he's still got a lot to learn, and I know people are always going to have the price tag over his head, but I do think over time maybe that price tag will be actually worth it. He's starting to show what he can really do, and to be honest, there was a time during the game where he could have actually got sent off. This was with the trailing arm. The first yellow he got was really stupid. It was just punching the ball out of someone's hands. You shouldn't really be doing that. but the second one, it could have easily have been a trailing arm. Some referees would have gave that. I thought that was accidental, but it was the more kicking the ball away after the referee blew his whistle. Very lucky, because I feel like a strong referee would have maybe have sent him off there. He actually had 2 shots, by the way. So out of the 4 shots, our centre half had 2. I thought his passing ability was really good. He had an 85% success rate. It was better than Nakamba's. He made 17 clearances. He made 2 interceptions. He won plenty of aerial battles in the air, and he also, in the first half, he made a vital slide tackle block. Swansea on the right hand side moved the ball like this pattern of play, this quick movement, and they cut inside, and if McGinness didn't slide in, I think a Swansea player was right behind McGinness and it would have been an easy tap in. So it was a vital block as well, because that could have obviously made it 2-1 at just before the half-time whistle. So that was a really important slide tackle. I thought it was really good. I honestly thought McGinness had a really good performance, and this isn't the first time he's starting to show what he really can do. I think he's now moved into the section of our top 5 best performing players. Now, some of you may go, really, Lewis? Yeah, I actually do, because I feel like the other players are not performing. So he's getting better, in my opinion. Moving on to Joe Johnson. It was a big opportunity for Joe Johnson, playing left wing back, and Amari Bell came straight into the side, playing as a left-sided centre half. I thought the balance on the left-hand side, it was really good. I feel like when you play players that are actual left-footed in the left side of the pitch, it does help with the balance. I thought his passing ability was really good. He had over an 80% passing success rate. I do think his second yellow card was harsh. When you actually look it back, he's actually not trying to foul him. It's one of those ones where you lean forward, but then you lean yourself back, and what the player's done is he's just gone over. And because the referee's got a split second to see that, he might actually think Joe Johnson's actually brought him down on purpose. I don't think he has. I think the referee's been fooled by the player just falling over. But unfortunately, when you're on a yellow card and you commit to a challenge and then pull out of it, you're giving the referee a question to think about. You shouldn't be doing that. It should have been another player, not him. And that's why he got the second yellow card. I do think it's harsh. I don't think it was a second yellow. But I can understand why he's been given the second yellow. But unfortunately, he's now going to be suspended for the game against Norwich City, which is another defender that will not be playing in that game. We've, of course, got so many defenders that are injured, but it was nice to see the likes of Walters back into the side. I definitely will be playing him, because he looks like he's ready to go. He looks quite fit and energetic, and he showed a bit of effort when he came on the pitch against Swansea. And then finally, moving on to Rob Edwards, which is going to be the 5th thing of this video. Again, as I mentioned at the start of the video, he mentioned how we were the better team up until the sending off. I do not know what he's smoking. I really do not. I don't know what him and the coaching staff are thinking. We've won 1 away game all year, all calendar year. And I was there. Millwall away, get in. It's horrific. 9 away games in a row which we've lost. We've lost 13 out of 24 league games, which is not good enough. I'm sorry, but when this ain't going to improve, I just can't see him recovering from this. And the reason why the board are not sacking him is because they don't feel like they've backed him in the summer. I don't believe we can't afford to sack him. We can afford to sack him. We're just choosing not to because we believe we've let him down in the summer transfer window. So we think, having a successful January window will change things around. I don't think it will. I think the damage is already done. I feel like we should be letting him go. If he loses against Norwich and then we lose against QPR, that is 5... Is it 5 league games? No, that would be 4 league games in a row which we've lost. That has to be it. It has to be cut ties. We sacked John Steele in League 2 when things wasn't as bad as this. Don't get me wrong, we were underperforming under John Steele when we ended up sacking him, but it wasn't as bad as this. It's worse. The points record which we're sustaining at the moment is really bad, and we're lucky there's a couple of teams worse than us in the division. But if Plymouth sack their manager and sack Rooney, they may change things around. It's frustrating. It really is. But anyway, that is the end of the video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Drop a like, comment below, and yeah, I'll see you in tomorrow's match preview for the Norwich game.